Welcome back to the Independent News Network. Break free from the corporate lies, get your unfiltered truth and fearless reporting. This is where real news lives. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. All what's happening, people. Candace Owens Erika Kirk. They're meeting for a private in-person discussion on Monday, December 15th. That's when the boxing gloves get put on. Candace Owens and I have agreed that public discussions, live streams, and tweets are on hold until after this meeting. I look forward to a productive conversation. Thank you. What kind of conversation do you think's been going down? In my opinion, either she's going to completely convince Erika Kirk that there's something fishy and there's something crazy going on with Charlie Kirk's assassination, which there definitely is, or it's going to be a cat fight like no other. Because Candace Owens will not back down, and nor should she, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about this whole Charlie Kirk assassination and stuff going on, but I definitely feel there are some major holes in the story, and there's a lot of things that are not lining up, for sure. And I completely understand why Candace Owens has all these questions. I have all these questions too myself. It makes no sense. We definitely know if you got shot in the neck with a damn 30-06, it would have been a much more gruesome and horrific scene there if he was actually shot by a 30-06. It was still gruesome and horrific. It would have been much worse if it was an actual 30-06, in my personal opinion.
So, PBD, Patrick Bet-David, decided to do, because there's all the hubbub, all the fake, phony people who are calling for Candace Owens to shut up, who are obviously being paid to say that, are obviously part of the cover-up themselves, or are either, or if not that, they are the dumbest, most gullible people in the world who trust the government to tell them the truth about an assassination with a million holes in their story. And so Patrick Bet-David decided to do a poll of his own audience to see where they are, and here it is. Whose side are you on? Turning Point USA versus Candace Owens web war? Overwhelming. Even PBD's audience, and he's a Zionist. 70%.
Patrick Bet-Value is?
Yeah, I'm almost positive. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a Zionist. Yeah. Whose side are you on? Turning Point USA? If I'm not, check me on that. I don't want to put words in his mouth, and I'm almost 100% on that, but I could be wrong. Candace Owens, 70%, Turning Point, 30%.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Doesn't look good. So that's why now they got to get Erika Kirk to come out and start pretending she's that TPUSA are victims. They're not victims. Charlie Kirk is the victim.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk is the victim. The country is the victim. TPUSA made $70 million off selling T-shirts at a dead guy's funeral.
Hey, you should correlate these events to all the other shit Trump fucked up and did the opposite of what he thought he was going to do, and you should realize you're being scammed.
That's right. Here's what I like what Evan Kilgore says. What's astonishing to me, every single big Con Inc. influencer has essentially been anti-Candace for months. They dedicate entire segments of their shows to condemn her and post daily criticizing her. And she is still resonating in a more positive light than TPUSA.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind, everyone, there's always time for her to become Bernie. There's always time for that because, as you remember, everybody liked Bernie because they were making him out to be the pariah. And then at the end of the day, but right now, she's saying things I have no problem with.
Yeah, I don't see
what the people say.
I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening with Candace.
I hope
she is no Bernie Sanders. She is no Bernie Sanders.
She's not running for office.
And
well, then I hope they don't do something to her because there's going to happen.
Well, of course,
there's no way you're going to get away with talking this shit.
There's already a murder plot out to kill her that she already uncovered from the inside the French government. She knows this. We all know this. And again, so I think big thanks to Patrick Bet-David for polling his audience. Because even Patrick Bet-David's audience, overwhelmingly on the side of Candace Owens and asking questions because they know it's bullshit.
It's obvious to anyone that looked at it.
I know. And let's remember, I played this in the last segment. I'll play it again. Let's remember what Charlie Kirk says about the questions we should be asking about an assassination that doesn't add up.
Again, I think the best reading of what happened there is who wanted JFK dead the most. Again, a lot of people said Israel wanted JFK dead. I'd love to hear that argument. But definitely Lyndon Baines Johnson and parts of our own government and the Cubans wanted him dead. And who actually made it happen? there were like 15 or 20 things that happened that day that were inexcusable.
Just like the 15 or 20 things that happened the day surrounding Charlie Kirk's assassination that are inexcusable. And TPUSA, Erika Kirk, all the what do you call it, Mockingbird right-wing social media accounts are also ignoring all those things. They're also betraying Charlie Kirk's legacy, because Charlie Kirk's legacy is this.
They changed the parade route. He rode in an open-air convertible. LBJ decided not to ride alongside of him.
They didn't have security on top of that roof. They lied about having a drone on top of that roof. They had nobody looking at the roof when a guy was allowed to get on the roof and then assemble a rifle, set it up, then take that. Nobody but people in the crowd saw it. Then they paved over the crime scene two days later. The bullet didn't leave a drive-through window opening in the back of his neck. All they lied about the SD card. All these things.
How crazy is that? All these similar things happening that should not have happened with JFK and with Charlie Kirk. Everyone close to Charlie Kirk seems to just ignore what Charlie Kirk was all about. That makes no sense. I completely understand what Candace Owens is talking about. I completely understand what Jimmy Dore is talking about here. How the hell could you completely go against what Charlie Kirk actually stood for, which was asking questions? Ask me anything. Talk to me.
Point out the suspect.
Yeah, that's right.
Before
Just
the
like
shooting.
in Butler.
But the cops don't get it.
In Butler,
How's that?
the people in the crowd saw the guy that was getting ready to take a shot at President Trump. They all saw him, and they were screaming. Why is it that the people in the crowd see it, but the people, the professionals, the awesome professionals, they didn't see it? Isn't that amazing? And they didn't
Go look
see
at the other shootings.
And they didn't see it
People
here.
called the FBI for most of them.
Yeah.
Most of the terrible shootings, someone said, it's not like the thing where, like, we thought he was just a quiet guy. No, they knew the guy was a problem 9 times out of 10 and went to the FBI. And guess what happened? Nothing except a tragedy.
The vehicle slowed down right when it went by the Texas School Book Depository. A lot there, right? And then, again, I think that all of us are smarter to believe that it was simply Lee Harvey Oswald.
The thing that struck me and the thing that got me almost instantly is, why would they basically destroy the crime scene, pave over it, and completely destroy any evidence or any kind of information that might have been there in the first place? Why would they do that? That makes zero sense. They did it like the next day. That goes against everything that has to do with collecting evidence, concealing, and locking down a crime scene.
The more important question is not, oh, who did it? We have to first acknowledge it that more than one person did it. Yeah. Once we acknowledge that more than one person did it, then we can expose our government to have lied to us about the JFK assassination, which then I think will sober a lot of us about trusting the government in the future.
So that's what Charlie Kirk says about stuff like this. And F you for trying to tell anybody to stop asking those questions. F you. You know who the scumbags are? The people who are covering for the FBI's nonsense BS story. You know who the scumbags are? The people at TPUSA who make it sound like asking logical questions is some kind of toxic outrage. That's who the scumbags are. The scumbags are people who are getting paid to make social media posts, trying to get people to stop asking questions about this. Those are the scumbags. The scumbags are the people who are completely betraying Charlie Kirk's own goddamn legacy right here. This is his legacy. Legacy is once we admit that it was more than one person, we can prove the government's lying. So that's where we are right now with this investigation. There is no investigation except the investigation being done by people like Candace Owens, Ian Williams, people at this show, people at a handful of other shows who are actually Ryan Matta. People are actually looking into this.
Yeah. Didn't Ben Shapiro take over TPUSA?
No, his wife, Erika, is now the CEO, I think. But didn't he say, I don't know. And let's remember what also Charlie said.
Because I learned during COVID, I learned when they told us that it came from a bat in the Himalayas. I learned when they told us the vaccine was safe and effective. I learned when they told us that ivermectin was horse paste, that you better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Thank you so much.
So is he a scumbag? Because he's telling me and Candace Owens from the grave, he's telling us never stop asking questions because the government's lying. And you should have learned this a long time ago. Should have learned it during Russiagate. You should have learned it during Ukraine war. You should have learned it during COVID. And you should know it now. You should always keep asking.
Do you disagree with this? We should always keep asking questions. I completely 100% agree with this.
Questions. Always. And anybody shaming you for asking logical questions is a scumbag who is on the wrong side of this and is being paid to lie to you, and they're called mockingbird media. And if they're not being paid to lie to you, they're the dumbest people in the world.
Which is a lot of people.
Which is a lot of people. I'll admit, that is a lot of people.
There's one thing I do know. Something fishy about this. There's something going on. There's people lying about little stupid things that tend to make you believe there's much bigger lies. And everybody knows the Barbra Streisand effect. You tell them not to look here, they're going to look there even harder. You tell them don't look there, they're going to look there even harder. And that's exactly what's happening right now with this whole mess and this whole debacle and whatever they call this investigation of the Charlie Kirk assassination. This assassination seems to be affecting the United States much more profoundly than the JFK assassination. Well, that's what I have for you guys. Thanks for watching Independent News Network, your source for unfiltered truth. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and ring that bell so you don't miss an update. Stay independent. I'll see you in the next one.